In recent years, the debate over plastic straws has flooded society. However, a much more important debate should be taking place among people worldwide. Do you drink bottled water or bottled soft drinks? If so, you are greatly contributing to a much larger issue. According to Marketplace.org morning report written by David Bernaccio titled Coca-Cola CEO Muhtar Kent on Water and Obesity, Muhtar Kent, former Coca-Cola CEO, stated, "If there's a choice between tap water and bottled water, the consumer can make that choice. In a very large geography of the world, that choice does not exist. Many people who are afforded clean, tapped drinking water forget about the numerous poverty-stricken and underdeveloped communities worldwide that lack access to this basic human necessity. Although bottled water may be one of the best alternatives to people living in impoverished countries or suffering from natural disasters, the widespread consumption of bottled water by consumers like you is causing monetary costs to consumers, numerous health risks to consumers, and substantial destruction to the environment. When you purchase a bottle of water, ask yourself, is this bottle of water actually worth the $1 to $2 you're paying for it? According to Business Insider article by Kate Taylor titled Bottled Water just surpassed a major milestone thanks to a marketing trick of the century. Michael C. Bellis, Beverage Marketing's chairman and CEO, stated, in 2016, the sale and consumption of bottled water surpassed the sale and consumption of soft drinks in America for the first time ever. Companies selling bottled water have managed to convince people that buying bottled water is a healthier choice than sugary soda. However, bottled water isn't simply an alternative to soda. It's an alternative to water. By drinking bottled water, you are essentially paying for a resource that you could have for free or close to free from the convenience of your own home. According to Charles Fishman's article, bottled water is silly, but so is banning it. The water in a half-liter bottle typically costs 3,000 times what the same amount of water from the spigot costs. Therefore, if you bought a $1.29 bottle of water, you can refill that bottle every day for 8 years before the price of that bottle costs what the original costs. You can save a considerable amount of money by relying on purified tap water rather than bottled water when both are readily available. In addition, you may have heard the preconceived notion that bottled water is healthier than tap water for the human body, but this is not true. While tap water sources can become contaminated, in certain cases, bottled water can also pose health risks due to a chemical known as BPA. According to Anahad O'Connor's article, BPA in cans and plastic bottles linked to quick rise in blood pressure, published by the New York Times, a new study shows that a common chemical in the containers can seep into beverages and raise blood pressure within a few hours. Although one spike in a person's blood pressure may not have a drastic effect on his or her health, frequent exposure could contribute to hypertension, O'Connor adds. More and more people are putting the convenience of bottled water before their own health. O'Connor also stated about 30% of adults nationwide have hypertension that is linked to BPA exposure. Chronic exposure to BPA, as it is commonly known, has also been associated with heart disease, cancer, and other health problems. By avoiding the use of plastic drinking bottles, you can limit your exposure to this harmful chemical. The cost of bottled water do not stop at the monetary value and health risk. The plastics from the widespread consumption of bottled water and drinks is causing destruction to ecosystems all around Earth. You may place little thought on where your plastic drinking bottle goes once you are finished drinking it. However, these plastic bottles may not end up where you had once thought their journey ended. According to Laura Parker's article titled "A Whopping 91% of Plastic Isn't Recycled," published by National Geographic, of the 8.3 billion metric tons that has been produced, 6.3 billion metric tons has become plastic waste. Of that, only 9% has been recycled. Let me repeat. Only 9% of the plastic waste produced has been recycled. According to Parker, the journey of the majority of plastic waste ends accumulating in landfills or sloughing off in the natural environment as litter. New studies have found that 8 million metric tons of plastic ends up in the oceans every year, and current trends predict that there will be 12 billion metric tons of plastic in landfills and oceans, or by the year 2015, if nothing is done to limit plastic use. The plastic will remain in landfills and oceans for many years before being fully broken down. Parker further adds, plastic takes more than 400 years to degrade, so most of it still exists in some form. Only 12% has been incinerated. The overconsumption of bottled water and bottled drinks by consumers is causing great harm to the land and water that all humans rely on for basic resources and survival. In order to preserve your natural environment, you must limit or eliminate your use of plastic bottles in your daily life. In conclusion, bottled water is okay when used temporarily or when clean drinking water is not available in the case of a natural disaster. However, even when using bottled water temporarily, you should always focus on recycling to help avoid further pollution to the environment. When you do have the option, you should choose tap water or a reusable drinking container over bottled water or bottled drinks to help avoid unnecessary monetary costs to yourself, numerous health risks to your body, and substantial destruction to the environment. You now know some of the major downfalls of bottled water. However, at the end of the day, the choice is yours, and you should make that choice responsibly.